Good morning, Ramon. Good morning, Team Steam. Here we are back at it again with another big slate for you today. So we got some college football for tonight. We got some Major League Baseball. We got some WNBA. And then we'll even talk a little NFL since today is my actual Friday. So I have a couple of days off. Ramon will hold down the fort here for you over the weekend. But hey, big game last night. Depending on where you got the line, 6.5. A lot of folks may be happy or sad. We'll just say, depending on the outcome. Landing at 6 for us, Ramon. We just got to push. I thought it was kind of I think it was a little bit of a slow start there initially. A lot of turnovers. Game picked up for me a little bit. Again, I had my fantasy quarterback out there. I got 32 points for my guy. Kirk Cousins put up a 50. So I guess he got the better of Jalen Hurts yesterday in fantasy land.
Well, right. Kirk Cousins is the guy you want in your fantasy lineup, and Hurts is the guy you want on your NFL starting quarterback list. The turnovers were kind of, the turnovers there, but because, put him in a little bit of a deficit. Got some talented receivers. Well, you got Jefferson. Osborne had a little bit of trouble holding on the ball there a little bit, but still Cousins, he's kind of the guy who kind of gets your backdoor covers a lot. That's kind of his. Yeah, sometimes he leads you back to the victory all the way or whatnot. But I was, my premium play was under. I kind of was thinking, I knew that was going to be a tendency to have more scoring than last season's game, but I just kept hearkening back to that game, and with Minnesota only scoring 7 points. But with a receiver like Hawkinson,
you probably thought at halftime you were looking pretty good there, right?
I wasn't too confident though. Really,
I just think you only have 20 at half. It
started slow enough, right? Certainly, but yeah, we had the Eagles there, and yeah, maybe we got the best of it. Waiting again, the money kind of rolled in, or the odds makers moved the line anyway to the Vikings. I don't know, believe the figures or not, but bookmakers are the ones that are setting these prices. So what was as high as a touchdown or so ends up being 6, right on the number. I kind of was edging towards still trying to get that a little lower. And hey, Eagles get that win over the Vikings. So we'll see Vikings. Though I don't know. It felt like the Eagles, again, for the second straight. Who's complaining if you win? Necessarily, I guess I'm looking from a football perspective now. Okay, they, flubbed up the second half against the Patriots. They still won. They weren't too swift here against the Vikings. No, they still won. So I don't think there's any panic. Maybe, if anything, the defense isn't quite what it was last season at this point. I mean, I guess it could still get better or improve. Doesn't seem like there's room for improvement with the defense. There's some woes with the Eagles, but what are you going to do? I mean, you take this team into battle right now, probably still number one with an asterisk. We'll see what Dallas does and see if this is for real, I guess, but it's just 1 week. Don't overreact. 2 weeks even. Don't overreact with the Eagles. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Steam with the Midwest Premier Sports Handicapper. That's Mindy Hahn. I'm Ramon Scott. How did you guys fare in the game last night? And we're going to preview those NFL games as well. We've already taken care of the morning games. We're looking at this college football tonight. College football last night off Navy in Memphis. I had Navy. I went with the Service Academy. The move was big time on Navy, no doubt. Memphis had their chances to maybe get the money, but the line just kept closing and closing towards Navy. Well, opened as high as 16, closed way down almost at 12.5. Hello to everyone. Let's say hi before we go over to Tony'sPicks.com. See what's going on over there. Blake is here today, and Dre as well. Ron's checking in, and Howard. Today we got the crew here. Matt D. I don't know. I mean, I guess I would just, like I said, a fantasy quarterback at best. I don't, I mean, there's only Really talk about the toughest job in the world. So, you're glad you have the talk today, Mindy, was could a team like the who, that green team with 4 letters, go out and get a guy like a Kirk Cousins right now to be the guy to save the day? But why would Minnesota? Minnesota's not in a situation where they think they're doomed for the season.
Right.
And the Jets would have to pay, and what message does that send to Aaron Rodgers, who, I don't know, the vibes were good coming from Aaron's Instagram or whatever it was about his operation and his surgical cap, and right from the bed we saw him. And why wouldn't you come back? That's a 2-year contract, right? I mean, I'm committed to come back and try to play next year. If it's 1 year, he'll be there, right? He'll be there, I would guess, close to opening day. It's supposedly, Achilles 1-year injury, but it looks like it's actually I don't know, it's getting faster. It feels like it's getting faster for now, the age thing, whatever, but hello to Perky as well. All right, let's go over to Tony'sPicks.com. 5 number 1 picks. They were talking like a number 7 and, money or something. So, over to Tony'sPicks.com, where we did have a profitable day talking about Team Steam, Mindy. Didn't feel like, because I lost some premiums, but we did go 2-1 on the day. Let's go over to our website, Tony'sPicks.com, where you'll find our premium picks. These are our best picks every day. Mindy, we're going to give you a bunch of free winners here in a bunch of different sports in just a moment. And hopefully we'll have some consensus plays. You'll get them all here. But our best plays today are going to be at Tony'sPicks.com. Check it out. Nick Bartini, 3-0 yesterday. Hollywood Sam, 2-0. Tony T, 2-0 yesterday. He did it. So good on Tony to come through with those winners. Ben Ruhala profiting. Joseph Schultz had a winner. Daniel Velocichuk had a winner. Looks like light volume from the crew. Sean Dinwiddie, a winner. Collins Brown. And there we are, Mindy. We're 2-1, but we're on the board.
Profitable. We'll take it.
On the board, 2 wins, 1 loss yesterday for teams and a push. The football game was a push. Tony T continues to have a good sequence. It's running much longer than a week right now, but he's 16-6, 9.5 units over the last 7 days. Mindy, you're right there. 5 2/3 units over the last 7 days. Joseph Schultz, I'm right there as well. Last 7 days, you and I team us up in the 2-for-1 handicapper promotional. If you haven't heard about it, you can get Mindy and I subscribe to one handicapper, get the other one half price. Get everything from Mindy and I. We beg you. Get our premiums, get the team steam. We won't let you down. All I'm going to do is sit here and handicap these football games if I haven't done enough already. Over the last month, Tony T, great run, best run of the year right now. You could do worse than hooking up with Tony on his premiums. Right now, he's up 15 units over the last 30 days. Collins Brown is as well. Joseph Schultz, I'm up there over 9 units. All right, head on over there and get our premium picks. Click on the handicapper profile page, find the handicapper of your choice, and get signed up. 3-packs up and available right now from some of our crew. Tony T's got a 3-pack tonight in the majors. Ben Ruhala does as well. And Nick Lagaretos does as well. $15 best bets. Tony T and Hollywood Sam and Ben Ruhala's got a best bet up there as well. All right. Use the promo code Tony T every single time. There's no reason for you not to. We always say the people who we know who doesn't watch the show, it's the ones that aren't using the promo code, which actually, Mindy, we can tell because we get more money if you don't. So, okay, you know what, a little secret. Don't use the promo code. Can I say that? And we'll get Mindy and I will actually get a little more money, but use the promo code. We want you to save on these plays. All right. Say hello to a few more people. I saw Darren sneaking in here as well. Jefferson. Is that him in that commercial? Remember I talked about that like 6 months ago? No.
The one with the beard is what I saw, and like the real big thick eyebrows.
Oh, okay. Remember that basketball commercial? I was like, is this?
Yeah, was that what you thought it was? Was him in the basketball commercial?
No, I thought it was Love, but All right, here's Lawyer. Nice to see you today. We're going to go over some baseball right now. Let's get to it. Lawyer is coming in with his plays. So we picked 6 games for today, Mindy, on the Major League Baseball card. All of them close lines involving teams headed to the postseason. I think that was your
that was kind of that was pretty much it.
And basically, because I was not wanting to talk about the Tigers and the Angels. All right, now here we go.
I could have just thrown that one in there. That was kind of the only one I left out.
All right, start right off. This is an all evening card today, and we've got the first one here with the Rays coming in against the Orioles here with Zach Eflin on the mound for Tampa Bay, going up against Flaherty here in this one. We'll call up the latest line here, but I'll let you start analyzing this one with the Rays on the road. Figure the line's gone up a little bit here on the Rays. Total 8.5.
Yeah, I mean, Flaherty, again, I think he's been, having a little bit of troubles, has a higher elevated ERA on his splits, the 5.66. To me, this kind of looks like an Eflin game here instead. I don't know. Even though it's tough because I like this Orioles team. I can't believe they kind of let that one go yesterday, but I think I'm going to go ahead and take Eflin here on the mound. I'll be taking the Rays today, just kind of solely based off of the starting pitching. Flaherty, I don't know if that's been a great move necessarily yet for the Orioles. Just hasn't really produced as much as I would have liked. Still kind of looks like he's a Cardinal there, Ramon. I'll take the Rays.
All right, I'll move Eflin to an even better price. I think it is a little bit lower than $1.25. I just was getting to the lines a little late there, so a better price on the Rays here on the road with Eflin. Yeah, Orioles trying to get something done in this spot. We know the pressure's on both these teams right now. Maybe we had it wrong yesterday. It was a close game. It was a good game, 4-3 in this key series. Right now as these teams battle for the division title. No doubt about it. I mean, it's cut and dried. I mean, yes, Baltimore has the best record in the league, but Tampa Bay in the American League, but Tampa Bay has the same amount of wins, just 2 more losses right now. So they're 1 game behind in loss column, two back in the loss column, 1 game behind totally in the series. So you just need to win one here, an important game. I do like Eflin. I believe is why I'm going to be joining you here. 2.86 ERA in his last 5 starts, and Flaherty a 9 ERA in his last 5 starts. Tampa Bay continues to roll 18-7 last 25, and the Orioles have lost 3 straight. Let's try them again. Let's
try some Rays on the money line.
Try them here. We learned our lesson yesterday. Let's come back with the Rays here a little bit, and yeah, I'll take the discount, 10 cents there. It's virtually a pick 'em, and maybe our DC crew. I hesitate going against our DC crew a little bit. I know haven't seen Moneyline Mills. I've seen him around a little bit around the internet. I've seen him around the internet a little bit. I haven't seen Moneyline Mills. Shout out Moneyline Mills if you're around. We're taking the Rays tonight. Blake's on the Rays, Lawier's on the over, and they're talking Cy Young. I mean, and they're talking Cy Young talk in there, and I've been one to say that maybe Snell didn't deserve it, but I guess looking at the statistics, Snell's starting to pass those guys a little bit. Unfortunately, doesn't play for a winner. I know I'm trying to just talk about it because it's my team a little bit when I talk about them today, but. Snell's starting to get more talk, right? I mean, he's moving up that list with those top Cy Young contenders, I believe, right now because of his incredible streak. All right, Baltimore not losing today, says Lawyer. Okay, well, I feel like I'm taking Eflin over Flaherty is what I'm doing for the most part.
I agree.
So, could do the first 5 if you want, but I don't do that here. I try to pick the whole game. And let's take them here, Rays, on our 6-pack of Major League plays that we're looking at today. Another one here with the Red Sox and the Blue Jays. We know that the Red Sox have their work cut out for them, but it is a big game here, obviously, for the Blue Jays. They're just 1.5 games out currently in the wild card race following yesterday's 9-2 loss to the Rangers. The Rangers really had a pretty fun time at the Blue Jays' expense, Mindy. But new series here now this weekend. Boston. I'll give them a miracle desperation mode. Maybe they'd have to sweep everything pretty much from here on out. But Toronto's at home now, needing wins.
Yeah, I thought it was really surprising that they got swept by the Rangers, and they got swept in a bad fashion, right? I mean, giving up, I think it was 6 runs, 9 runs, 10 runs in each of those games. I mean, it was a pretty big, deal there. And again, if you're trying to stay in the race, like you said, you got to get these games. But at least now they have Barrios on the mound. He's been pretty good, I think, for the most part. I don't expect the Jays to struggle here again today. Bayo's been good as well. Has a little bit of higher ERA than does Barrios. I think the Blue Jays here should be able to go ahead and limit that Red Sox offense, unlike what they did against the Rangers. So give me the Blue Jays here at home when they really need to get these wins.
Yeah, they do. Fortunately for them, the Boston, they've still lost 12 of their last 17 games. Yesterday, yeah, they did get the split of the doubleheader, but they were needing more than that. Boston needs to win every game at this point. So Bayo's a guy that I've trusted a lot this season, and I don't mind him here necessarily, but Toronto needs this one. It just feels like right now they've lost 5 straight. They have gone over in 13 of their last 19. Boston, that streak has calmed down a little bit. It still stands at 21-5 in the last 26 games to the over. And I probably think it will maybe go over here, especially I think this line, I might even, it's still 8.5 under now. I am going to update that. The Toronto line is pretty much correct, $1.35. 8.5 unders definitely favored now in this game. It's still 8.5, and man, if it goes to 8, I'm probably going to be coming in on the over here on this one. It feels like it might, but right now it's definitely just shaded to the under with the 8.5. So I'm going to take Toronto with you. I feel like a desperation time at home.
With us too.
Yeah. And $1.35 or so. I like, but Bayo's done a nice job this season so far, and I've been riding him. But I have to take Toronto here, desperate, and they are playing a team that is not in very good form right now. Bayo's been terrific, man. 12-4 are the Red Sox in his last 16 starts. But I want to take Toronto here. Looks like there's kind of some Sox support and over. I want to go over. Steam came in on the under. I'm interested in the over, though. All right. Okay. Here's the Reds, and they are taking on the Mets here in this one. And, I guess they all can't be totally – Cincinnati's right there. I'm not making fun of the Mets because they're not in there. Cincinnati is – obviously their back is to the wall as well. It's a 3-way tie right now. I was kind of – considering them, not in the because they're a game back in the loss column to San Francisco. But San Francisco, Arizona, Cincinnati all tied right now, and Miami half a game back. This is exciting. Good for baseball, whatever, to have important games like this one. Green and Peterson, and what is that crazy number? Oh, minus $1.15. I'll fix that.
Oh, yeah, the 9 instead of the parens. Yeah, again, these are games, must wins for these squads here in order to stay in the thick of things. So the Reds need to try to get some sweeps here for these wild cards. We only have about 4 or 5 series here left in the season. And the Mets have only won 3 of their last 7 games. So I think it's a perfect time for Hunter Green. He's been pretty good recently, right? He's allowed about 0 to 2 runs in his last 2 outings. Other than that, he kind of was having trouble, settling down. I think he's stronger on the road here, especially 3.57 ERA. So I'm going to go ahead and give this one to Cincinnati.
All right, Mindy says go with the Reds here, and Hunter Green, yeah, real good over his last 2 starts here, no doubt about it. And Peterson, the Mets are 6-12 with him, but let's see, at $1, is it $1.50? Yeah, maybe. This total has moved considerably lower, down to 7.5. I'm not sure what I'm doing on the side. I'm not sure I can. I feel like it is a toss-up. Might be some volatility. I'm going to take the over as my play. Probably would have been a premium now at 7.5, but I'm not going with Indians and Reds here. I think I'm not sure. So, but I'm giving out the over, and I like this a lot in this matchup. So Peterson over in 10 of his last 14 starts. Green has gone over in 4 of his last 5 starts. Reported steam came in on the over, and I've seen the line going down. So there's not
much. Like, what's happening here? What's happening?
I was already liking over, and then usually a trigger like that. If I see the steam, then I'm like, oh, it is going, but it steamed earlier up, and now it's all the way back down. Now I haven't looked. Maybe there could be some personnel issues. I mean, we know the Reds had, they had health problems all out, and they actually continue to still battle those health issues a little bit. But I don't think it's affected them too much. They've won 3 out of their last 4 games. I mean, you're taking them, and I'll take the over, though, in this one. Mindy's on the Reds. See if the chat is interested here. Always about the motivation sometimes, but again, I've said that this is a great, these are the spots that the Mets want to play well here. Butterscotch has a K-prop here for us on Green. Hey, if they can get Green, if they can get to the postseason and get a guy like Green in there, and the Green, that we all know and have, the potential to be, that'd be great. We know Green can deal. But just that control, whatever. Okay, here we go.
Control issues.
Yeah. Phillies and Cardinals in this one. And the Phillies certainly are, leading that wild card race right now, ahead by 4 games. In pretty comfortable position at this point. It's still Cubs just a game and a half back for that number 4 spot currently. So Nola, Mr. Inconsistency, here on the road. $1.40 now, $1.48.5 over 15.
Yeah, I mean, his numbers show that he's been inconsistent, right? Like 5.66 ERA, but he's been stellar versus the Cardinals, like totally dominant here this season. He's striking out last time out, he struck out 9 batters. So again, I feel like he's been really effective in those last 5 starts here as well. And I don't know. I mean, I think Thompson, he's been, decent. You really can't say that he hasn't, been pitching bad or anything like that. I just kind of feel like it might come down to maybe a little bit of a bullpen game, kind of give the edge then to the Phillies. I'm going to go ahead and take the Phillies here again. I feel like all these teams that need to be in it have, their ace on the mound here today. So I think the Phillies get this one.
They do need it. They're laying a little bit of price here. They've lost 4 out of their last 5. The Cardinals are playing the best ball of the year in this one. So let's see, 8.5 over 15. All right, that doesn't feel that great either right now. In this one, let's see, Cardinals have gone under in 4 of their last 5, and the Phillies have gone under in 3 of their last 4 games. Nola, 10.61 ERA in his last 2 starts. Thompson has won 3 of his last 4 starts. Whew. All right, I'm going to take the over in this one with the Phillies and the Cardinals. I'm going to go over 8.5, and throwing a dart pretty much on that one. Yeah, Nola has been so, and the Phillies are winning with Nola. He's won 5 of his last 6 starts. He has also gone over in 7 of his last 9 starts. Thompson has gone over in 3 of his last 4 starts. I'll let this one, I don't know. If it gets into the bullpen, it will. I mean, obviously. Let's see here. We've got on this one, it's here they come.
Okay.
Butterscotch on the Phillies, and Dre is on the over. Blake is on the Phillies, and Darren is also on Philly. All right, it looks like they agree with you. Maybe I should be taking Philly here at this point. But I'll take the over. Mindy is on Philadelphia. All right, saw some discussion in the chat about Steele, one of the best pitchers going right now, and certainly a big game for the probably for Arizona a little bit more than the Cubs. Arizona's in that 3-way tie for the last position. The Cubs are the next team up, 2.5 games ahead of these two. So, yeah, it's still important, but more pressure, just a little bit more pressure on the Diamondbacks here, but a big mismatch in starting pitching at this point.
Yeah, I don't know what's been going on with the Diamondbacks much either. They've been outscored 18-2 in their last series there. Now they run up with against the Cubs team that has this serious advantage on the mound, right? I mean, we're looking at a 3 ERA, under 3 ERA compared to a 7.3 ERA. Cubs are still sitting here 19-15 straight up as road favorites. They've been playing pretty good on the road and have been covering. Diamondbacks 12-20 straight up as at home in that underdog role there. So I will be taking the Cubs. I don't think the minus 145 is too bad for a Justin Steele here. Thought it should be a little bit more.
Yeah, I'll take the Cubs. I don't think it should be any more. I know what you're saying. The Cubs are.
It feels like a 160, 170 type of game.
No, it feels like by the time this one rolls around, being at the late game, that maybe there could be some public action here with it being kind of a college football night a little bit, and I don't know. I'm playing into that too much, but still, Steele 1.33 ERA in his last 4 starts. Cubs are 13-2 in Steele's last 15 starts. Meanwhile, Fott, he's not getting much better. 5 ERA in his last 4 starts. He has gone under in 11 of his last 14 starts, and the Cubs have been a dead under right now. I just updated the total, and it actually moved from 8 to 8.5. Like, Steele should go out here and just deal in this game,
right.
And and maybe even Fott can have an okay start. I mean, this one to me, 4-2. It feels 4-2. I mean, maybe 5-3, maybe just something right around there. I think the Cubs win this game in and under. I'll take the Cubs with you for sure. I think that there is not much. Talk about some of those teams where you're like, okay, anything. This feels like this one is a more scripted to me. Okay, if it blows up and it's 12-8, whatever. But if we get the game I'm expecting here, I mean, Cubs deal, it sails along. Fott has one of his better starts here against this lineup. Cruises along, 2-1, 3-1 early, just cruising in through the middle innings. 4-2, gets in the game late. Maybe it gets up to 5-3. That's what I see the Cubs winning and controlling this game tonight. Could be a 1-run game as well, but I'll take the Cubs with you. Let's get on this today. I know I'm interested. And so, who else is interested? Butterscotch.
Right.
He's got it in chat, right. He's our Chicago correspondent. So, take that for what it's worth. But Scotch certainly tells us to when there's caution. Right now, it feels like all signs go for the Cubs today. So, I don't want to be too. Here's a nerfy recommendation, possibly from Darren. Steele is allowed to run in the first inning in 4 of 27 starts, while Fott is allowed to run in the first inning in 4 of 15. Not great. Wow, Scott says there could be steam coming in right now. Let me see what's going on. Kind
Uh-oh.
of,
Look
well,
out.
I want to peek at it right now. Well, the current line just moved. Looks like the highest line currently sits at Bovada here at $1.48. So we'll get in a little lower here. We'll get it in soon. Darren's on the Cubs. Welcome to Who Bangin'. Good to see you today. Kev Cook also. Hi, how you doing? Nice to see you. All right. So we're on it. Here's a third baseball play, I think, right now with the Cubs here on
That's
the
right.
road. Road favorite. But we're not laying $3 here. We're okay. Dodgers and Mariners. Another top-notch billing here with Too bad it's not Miller and Miller.
Miller.
Bobby Miller. It could be Bobby Miller and what's it? That starts with B. The other Miller, the Mariners Miller, but it's Bobby Miller here for the Dodgers and Kirby for the Mariners. Kirby gets a lot of love, but he doesn't really produce. The Mariners don't win that often with it. He's pretty much a split down the middle anyway. But close line here. Dodgers have moved to the favorite here. I thought they would. $1.15, 8/20 Dodgers favorite.
Yeah, I mean, this one's a little bit intriguing, right? The Mariners haven't seen Bobby Miller yet, right? So we don't really have any, head-to-head Miller versus Mariners. And then, of course, you have some, 3 or 4 guys here from this LA team that haven't seen George Kirby before. But again, he's had some recent struggles, like you had talked about. But he has only allowed 1 run in his previous 21 innings of work there at Dodger Stadium. But I just think I still have to go ahead and take the Dodgers. I have to take the bats. I'm seriously worried about this Mariners bullpen if they want to sort of make any sort of run. I mean, they still got this. They got the Dodgers, they got the A's, they got 6 games with the Rangers and 3 games with the Astros. So it looks pretty tough for them to get this done. But, they've been kind of plugging their way through. This is probably the one team today that really needs a win that I don't think is going to get it. I'm going to go ahead and go Dodgers here.
Do you think Toronto catches the Mariners and passes them, and Texas stays in position, Mindy, in the American League?
Texas has the easier road. They've already beat the Mariners 6 times, so it's 6-2, 6 wins, 2 losses. But again, that was a couple months ago, June, perhaps. So I think back then they were hitting better than what they have been here recently too.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I kind of like the Rangers' chances.
Okay, that's interesting to note. Well, then maybe it starts here. I'm taking the Dodgers with you with Miller. I don't know who's talking about the Dodgers pitching. I'm ready. I'll go with any of these guys. I don't care. Miller's okay. I mean, I don't. I'm talking about. Yeah, you do want those other guys, and you want those aces in there in the postseason. But the Dodgers have shown their depth all season long, rolling out. When other teams are kind of trucking out there some openers and stuff, the Dodgers just kind of go with a good young starting pitcher. It has a lot of promise and probably, getting as much experience as he is contribution to the team's drive to the postseason right now. So Kirby has a near 6.5 ERA in his last 4 starts. Mariners have lost 4 of his last 5 starts, and the Dodgers have won 6 of Miller's last 9 road starts. Dodgers are in a funk, but Mariners aren't playing that well either right now. So I'm going to take the Dodgers here to get back right now in this one. Look, if anything, like we said, it's more important at this point, for the Mariners right now. The Dodgers are kind of in nowhere land a little bit. They're not going to, probably not going to, 8 games behind Atlanta or so, 7.5, and well be in front of Milwaukee a little bit as well, and well ahead of the Giants. So, the motivation might not be there on some of these games, but Mariners might be feeling a little hot under the collar. Take the Dodgers. I want to take the Dodgers.
I just think giving up Seawald was just I don't know what they were doing with that.
See if the chat's interested in this one. We've got Blake wants to go. Alessandro, very controversial comments here in this one. Jeans suck. Now, there are some other comments about my bald head, but I'm more offended by the jeans suck. I mean, Mindy is someone who actually played recreational softball in jeans, being that guy that wore the jeans out there, because I feel like for the conditions that people keep their fields in, I'm not going to wear a good pair of baseball pants and rip them. So I would wear jeans out there because when I like to slide. So I don't know. I'm big on jeans.
You got to put the patches on, the tough skins. That's what I grew up in, right?
Well, that's what I would do, and the jeans would become.
And you always watched the Bad News Bears back then. What did all those guys do? They wore jeans. That's what you did.
I would actually do a complex because when I was playing like 5 nights a week, I mean, you could go through a couple pairs a season.
Right.
And so I would take the ones that have been torn and make the patches out of that and continue to go because the left knee is the issue. You're always going to tear the left knee. You know, I'm like Trey Turner out there with the pop-up slide and very smooth. So just want to say, jeans suck. That's a very I don't know. I'm going to let you stay in the chat, but I don't know. It seemed like a controversial comment there, especially considering the history of jeans in this country.
They've been around. It was like what? Kind of one of the first forms of pants. The jeans.
I didn't like actually jeans when I was a kid, but I'm all about them. Okay, college football next. I was thinking.
All right, sure.
3-game card tonight.
Let's try it. Let's see what we got.
We already got some plays, so let's see what's going on here. 3 games of note of interest, if you will, here tonight. And see if I got the current line ready. These might be a little bit old. With Virginia and Maryland, I'm showing it's up to 14.5 right now, and this total has gone way down. I'm showing this because this was way earlier in the week. This is when I entered them in and let it sit here waiting for this day. just stay ahead of pay, But I mean, when I typed it in, that was the line. Now, the situation, Mindy, in the total dropping is the tropical storm surging up the coast. That is going to probably dump feels like some showers. I mean, it's way out there. It's just a big system. So it is going to create a little bit of weather conditions apparently up and down the coast in some of these games. It's rapidly approaching that area right now. I wish I was doing a better job. I don't know if you did, but that's where the tropical right now. It's kind of passing up the.
Well, I didn't even know about the storm, so I feel pretty dumb right now.
Oh, okay. It's going to like Halifax, Nova Scotia. That's like where it's going to end landfall. It's not going to even hit. I don't think it might go a little bit left and get to the main area, but I mean, it's going straight up, but it's just a big enough system that is kind of whipping around some storms kind of towards the Atlantic coast where these totals have dropped. It might be that they've dropped prematurely. Like everyone, this thing, when it first came out, this storm, the totals started to be hit a little bit because in the, other storm season, they kind of go and come through the Caribbean or something, but this time of year, I'm not a weather. I'm just telling you right now, it's out in the Atlantic Ocean. All right, I'm not going to
experience weather in this game. Is what you're trying to get at?
I'm an experienced football weather, right? I mean, so got a bunch of storms up there. They've slammed this total down, maybe prematurely. There could be wet and rainy conditions in this game. Apparently, it's kind of spring and rain, and if it is, I don't think it's going to be like a huge deal, but not all exactly sprinkling either. So and that's the weather. Over to you, Mindy.
All right. Well, thanks, Ramon. And now it's time for sports. But yeah, I mean, I just feel like Maryland, I watch them quite a bit being in the Big Ten, and I feel like they kind of do have some flaws that are out there. I know that they kind of dominated Charlotte the second half. But I felt like that game was just too close with the Charlotte team, with Maryland. And I feel like at least, James Madison got that money against Virginia, but I at least feel like there was some fight in that squad. And I would really like to see that. I just think that 14 here is too much. I think this is maybe more of a 9-10 point game. I'm going to go ahead and take Virginia here in this one.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't think, Virginia's going to be emotionally repaired yet, even though, they got a lot out of their system in their home opener following the tragedy last year and all that. In fact, maybe because of this game being kind of a spotlight game, we're going to look. I mean, I'm not saying it, let's please remember those players, and I'm sure we'll have more coming out. I mean, I'm not ever tired of it, nothing like that. It's just television will kind of capitalize on the opportunity. Unfortunately, a little bit, it feels like, where maybe last week we were supposed to feel like we put, to rest their hearts in our souls and got that football game out of the way, that first home game. And now we're going on the road where, a team wants to focus now. That was so emotional, and they did a great job. They did incredible. They didn't play that well, but I mean, they did a really nice job to kind of battle through all that against James Madison. And like a team going through a lot of emotion, they gave up all those points at the end of the game, just like some teams that, it's just a little bit. I'm not saying that's what happened, just that's what it looked like happened to me. A team that basically played that whole game on emotion led James Madison, who, you think, Virginia should beat you. No, I mean, James Madison is a great program, and that was supposed to be a tough game in state. They don't play that much anymore. Virginia's now lost both their games, given up a ton of points. But I wish we were getting more. I know it was open 17.5. Now it's 14.5, and I want to take Virginia with you.
All right, let's
just stop talking and just do it. It's not enough points. I'm hoping that Virginia, look, they're having to start around a little, start over a little bit, quite a bit actually. And Maryland's the team that we're, supposed to be, pretty good with Tagovailoa. He's a good quarterback so far. He's basically now is like, third plus season with this team. I mean, remember, he's been racking up numbers quite a bit. I mean, he's one of the better quarterbacks in the country, certainly, no doubt about it. But I'll take a conference dog getting 2 touchdowns and these familiar for hopefully Virginia does start to, build a little bit. But these teams haven't met in quite a long time because of them being in different conferences now. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's go to the chat. I'm thinking about them. I don't want to overblow that. I know it's
right.
It is just something we're talking about here, but imagine it's still every second of every day.
Yeah, for sure. It doesn't go away that just overnight, but for sure.
They were on they had gone to see like an Emmett Till play or something like that on a field trip.
Really?
And we're coming back and just happened to be that 3
on the bus. Okay.
Football players were on this, bus that went to and the other guy was a former football player. And there were football players that take that course. So let's see here. Maryland for Dre. Let's check in with our DMV correspondent here, certainly. And giving us weather update too. That's great. And maybe it's clear now, says Dre, and Lord says Maryland is fine. We have the most viewers from that area, it feels like. It's great. Okay. Take the points. I feel like we're in the minority on the dog here, but the move has been steadily to Virginia. All right, we'll take him. I'll take him with you.
Okay. All right.
Yep. And I was all over, like when it was up there, because at first it went up before the storm kind of everything started talking about. The total went up to 52.5. I was ready to pounce on that under. At 47 right now, because the way I play totals, I'm not putting the weather into it. I wasn't then. I thought I was ahead of the game. I think the move's kind of gone too far. I almost want to go over right now, but all my fingers say way under. So I don't know if it's under far enough yet. Okay, here we go. Mindy's wearing a Wonder Woman. Oh, okay. I thought that was Whataburger.
I wish. I've never had that. I'd like to try. But yes, it
Doesn't the logo kind of look
like Wonder
that?
Woman.
It is.
Huh?
It is.
Yes.
Linda Carter is the only Wonder Woman for me.
100%, Ramon. There's no doubt about it. I used to have my, Wonder Woman underoos back in the day. That was
Oh
like the
my.
best thing. Yeah. Star Wars underoos. You remember those, don't you?
Oh, I don't. All I know is that the words "underoos" were in that song that they played every time Diaz came out. Right.
Oh,
Every time that trumpet song came in, the guy says, "In your underoos,
oh,
ruse, ruse." It
perhaps.
was
I guess
people thought they were saying booze, but it really is the word underoos in that song.
if you're
It's
old, you know what underoos are. You can take a look at them on the internet. Still buy them on eBay.
oh no, I know what they are. Okay, Army and Texas San Antonio here. I rolled with the military academy last night, Mindy. I said
Yeah.
I went Navy in that one. It's hard to get me off service academies at
Uh-oh.
all. Period. I'm one of those guys. I always know that my team is coming to play. I know my team is disciplined and all that. But UTSA coming off that great season last year. Let's see this one now 7.5 and 44. I saw it get as high as 10 points off the opener, but it's been all Army here. It looks like from the bookmakers adjustments anyway.
Well, I mean, I think it might be close. I don't want to say that it's going to be close, right? Like, I kind of feel like UTSA kind of rolls in this one. I kind of feel like with Army, they don't really have much of a secondary. I feel like you can really go ahead and put up points against them. They did do that last season to Army. I don't know. I feel like Army doesn't really have that elite core of what pass rushers and pass catchers. I feel like I got to go ahead and take the home team here in this one.
All
Sorry,
right.
Ramon.
No, I know because Army's not going to have they're going to, run the Army. They're going to be
Yeah.
Army out there. Anyway, here at 7.5, well, Mindy's getting the best price. That's for sure. There's no doubt about that. I kind of don't mind if it keeps going down for your play. I mean, I probably feel like Army. I mean, the steam has come in on Army here. The steam also came in on the under, and I'm interested in that. It was as high as 45.5. Probably not getting the best price anymore, but I feel like it's going to go under here. I know Texas San Antonio was, pretty awesome last year. This quarterback, he's, been around all during this whole, surgence for Texas San Antonio. He's kind of led this situation, but they're not great as a home favorite. They're now starting to be home favorites more and more. So that's kind of why I'm more interested maybe in Army here, but I'll take the under in this one. 44. It's only going down. I don't know. It's only one of 3 games, so I guess everyone can just take an over 44. It looks so good, but if it's going down, it's going down for a reason, and I'm not going to give it out as a premium. I'm going to give it out on the show as my play. I like the under, but maybe not. Maybe not all in. Maybe not for one full unit, which would be a premium. Maybe for 3, 2/3 of a unit, whatever. I like the under, Mindy, here on the Road Runners. I've seen handicapper opinions come flying across my screen here this morning, and it's all over the place, really, showing it 50, almost 50-50. Handicappers are not solid on any one side, in my opinion. Okay, we're going to go out to the poor Mountain West, I guess. Here with the Utah State Air Force. Friday night in the Mountain West. Never had more excitement here. Air Force is up to 9, and the total has gone up here to 46.5.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of surprised at this line a little bit. I mean, I think Air Force maybe gets this one by 5 or 6. I think 9 to me is just too much here. They are 2-0, but they haven't really looked good, especially against the spread. I think the home field is the advantage. I do think they win this game, but I like how Utah State, they kind of gave Iowa maybe all they could handle there for a while. And I think Iowa's way better than this Air Force team. So give me Utah State in the points here today.
Okay. Mindy taking Utah State here with the 9 points against Air Force. Yeah, you don't necessarily expect. They did beat Sam Houston, but they didn't get the money. It was 13-3. One thing we're seeing about Sam and their entry here into D1, they can play some defense, but they aren't scoring like they did. That's for sure. So, yeah, it does feel, I don't know, the steam came in on Air Force. I might be getting too much value to not play Air Force here. I'm probably going to end up on the total. I'm going to be on another under, I'm afraid,
Right.
at 46. I'm 46
blame
and
you.
a half here in this one. Air Force, Air Force is going to do Air Force, I'm sure. I will say this. It's funny because the last two I don't even want to tell you what the scores were. Last time they met was 61 points, and the previous time they met was 94 points. But over the last 6 meetings, I'm going under, though. You look, it opened 48. It's down to 46. It was 45 and a half, so it has gone back up here. And I'm showing handicappers in this game running at about 3-1 pace on the under here in this one. Oh, here comes some okay, I thought the comments might have been broken because no one had anything on that other game. That's what I say. I don't know if it's this game, but because Kev Cook did comment on that. So, but college football, I know we don't get as much response a little bit. Are we a baseball show? We love football. Come on. All right. So that is going to wrap up the football, but I just want to mention, so Mindy and I have gone over, tonight's games. We did yesterday's game, obviously, and we did top 20 games earlier this week for Saturday's action. Now, Mindy and I are actually going to have more selections together on Saturday. She's going to send me her favorite plays, and I'm going to send her my favorite plays. And if we have that premium consensus that we have here on the show, when we agree, and it's going to be packaged up and sold over at Tony'sPicks.com for those of you that are already subscribers to the Morning Steam picks, if you will, the ones you get for free Monday through Friday. But if you want those plays, which will include this weekend, Mindy, college football Saturday,
right? We'll put those plays up today.
WNBA weekend games and baseball weekend games. In addition to the plays that we've given out this week, you already got all of our NFL for Sunday right here on the show, our premium consensus. You already got all the top 20 plays that Mindy and I are going to agree to on the previous shows, but we will have more college football, and our baseball plays will be behind that subscription. You can get a 3-day pass over there. We'll show it again as we go, but just want to mention that because that's it for college football this week. For Mindy and I. Okay.
All right.
Appreciate that. And appreciate everyone who is getting those packages. Yeah. I'll be here tomorrow, Darren, and I'm going to talk about at least 25 to 30 of them. So stop on by if you got time. I'll be here same time as usual. Pretty much just talking college football. It'll be me that doesn't. I may give you some of my plays, and we'll take it from there. And then we'll because Mindy and I'll give me hers. All right, WNBA. How about WNBA first? These games are tonight.
That's right.
So we got it. Well, then we'll talk NFL. All right. Hey, we did pretty well so far. I think we're, maybe that's what we needed. Get to the playoffs where the games mean a little bit more. We look good on opening night. Mystics and Liberty here. This one's 9. And this total has dropped at least 4 points off the opener, Mindy, that I can tell, from 166.5 down to 160. I'm showing at 164 right now.
Okay, I'm going to take the under, Ramon. So, yeah, I mean, I'm glad that we got a little bit better of a line. This game's going to be intriguing, right? Because you have the Mystics that have beat the Liberty twice. So maybe that 9 will be good. But so far, all of the favorites have just kind of steamrolled over their opponents. And again, this may be something that may happen again once everyone is ready to get moving. Everything's here is on the line for these playoffs. But yeah, I mean, I I kind of feel like I got to stick with the trends. I thought initially, like that Sun game, that it would go over. Totally proved me wrong there. Kind of leaned a little bit under on the Aces game. But once we get into these playoffs, until he kind of proves me wrong, I'm going to go ahead and take the under.
Mindy, I almost want to set it and forget it with the unders in the playoffs. You know, they're going to get dramatically lower, I think, once these next games start, because I feel like this one's, you know, it's going to be like hard to get to one. It's going to be 150-ish.
That's what
low
they've been.
150s. It might not even get to. It's what it feels like to me in this one. I'm going to actually give the Mystics maybe a chance, since they are getting double digits and a low score, because, you know, 80 to 70 or something like that. It could be right in that range in this game. Maybe they can get to low 70s. Could the Mystics? I'm giving them now that I see it at 10. Actually, that's up from the opener, or the lowest of 8.5. I think it opened 9, but there's definitely been 8.5, and now maybe to 10. Washington's gone under in 6 of 8. We're on the under here at 164. I looked at that, and I really, it's juiced to the over where I was looking. I don't know what you guys have, or feels like. You know, if you have trouble thinking of what to pick, Mindy, for the $15 lock special Tony's Picks play, I feel like this might be it. We'll see how many we have and what we need. But
all right.
I mean,
I'll take your hint.
I gotta go under in this one.
I'll write it down. Best bet.
Joe says Mystics. The steam came in, no doubt, on the under. I mean, but I don't feel like, you know, the 164 is that big of a deal. And Jesus is Lord. Hey, you can't go wrong with this strategy. Just go under 10.5 in every baseball game and under 50 for every NCAA.
Sounds good today.
I'll take under every game in the WNBA playoffs.
There you go.
Until further notice.
Your under list. There you go.
Until further notice.
Money line. Woo! All right.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
Dre, he said he's doing it.
Okay, let's take the under in this one, and let's look at the next game. Well, I will say this: Washington against the Liberty. Now things have changed a little bit, but it's still continued in this season. I believe Washington has covered 5 straight meetings against the Liberty. Okay, dreams.
The dreams.
Fleetwood Mac dreams.
Yes.
These
good.
Dreams.
Rhythmics.
Sweet dreams are made of this. Dreams and wings. Wings -6, 169.5. Okay, home teams have been rolling, but this is the lowest spread so far of the 4 games, at least. We expect it to be with this matchup, but wings 6 and 6.5, 169.
Yeah, I always like that Demaryius Thomas commercial. Only winners get wings. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take the under. Huge surprise here in this one, Ramon. This one is actually a bigger under trend than the last. It is 19-7 in Atlanta's. Oh, I don't know. What is that? 25, 26 games there. So yeah, I still like the under here. Not too much of a handicap. I mean, again, until these ladies can prove me wrong that in the playoffs it's going to be any different than any other sport, right? We're taking the under. We're going with the defense.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, Mindy, Dallas has been a massive under at the end of the season here, no doubt about it. But counter that with the trends of the dream here. You mentioned it, the 19 of 24, 17 of 20, whatever it is, it's pretty big time. And it's also 7 of the last 8 for Atlanta on the road under. Not to mention 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone under. We're talking playoffs here. We're talking playoffs. And I just want to go under. I just can't help it. Can't help myself. I mean, for me, it's just great. Under. You said under, I'm ready.
All right.
And let's just do it. I mean, 169, really?
Yeah.
So the bookmakers are too busy watching the football games or something?
I don't know.
No, I get it. Look, if you watch the Wings, you consider that they could definitely have
They
an
could do
advantage
90
offensively
probably,
here
right? Yeah.
in this game. I'm not even sure I'm willing to take the Wings at this point. I got it at 6, so I don't know what I can do. I guess I'm on the dream by half a point. So since I'm a gambler, I'm going to throw something on something. But if it goes to 5.5, I might switch sides. Let's just go with the under because I like the under. I like the under and the W. If you can't make the show, well, I'm just going under the rest of the way.
Right.
Check back in.
Will they prove me wrong?
They might have some adjustments immediately, but it feels like they're a little slow to the parade. Here comes the big dog. And it's going to be the same thing. I mean, there might be some scoring in some of the first 10, probably not as much as usual, but it'll still be the same pattern. It'll just be more dramatic. Maybe a little bit under in the first half, and then really slammed in the second half under.
Yeah, the Dream is probably the worst second half team out there when it comes to scoring points.
Oh,
their splits are insane. If you take a look at first half to second half, it's like 60-40.
Rick talking. I don't know if Rick joined the show. I think Rick might have been here some of the days last week, and I didn't go under in every game, but I pretty much gave out the trends that proved those unders, the 3-13 week for the unders, and maybe we'll get to that right now because we're going to talk NFL football with Mindy Hahn. Afternoon games from the action here on Sunday with, well, the Giants are going to be on the road against the Cardinals, and the Giants have everything to prove at this point off the embarrassment on national television to a heated rival, 40-0. At least they get the Cardinals this week, and you still have to lay a touchdown with them. We know the Cardinals are the first team to ever tank before the season even started. But they played well last week. Let's give them credit.
They did. They covered.
Credit, right? Like I said, I feel like, sometimes these are the type of teams you kind of want to root for a little bit. They might suck, but like I said, these guys have to pay for their own lunches at the Arizona food court. The team won't even pay for it for free.
They don't even give them buffet?
Right. Well, I think that was the controversy, and I think there is free food. But unlike the other teams where they have everything is free, at the Cardinals you can eat the team food, or you can have they have a nicer kitchen that because a lot of people orders
yeah.
Right. If you're in a casino, like I worked in casinos, right? You could go to employee dining, or you could go to the good restaurant once in a while and use your, good employee points or whatever, because I was a good employee.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm gonna maybe sit around and see what this line does, and maybe not be on the Giants by the time it comes to game time here in this one. Well, I don't know, but I'm gonna go ahead and still be on the under in this one. I still think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I still don't know if the Giants can go ahead and get everything together. You've still got an injured Waller out there. I didn't see him really running the ball much. I don't know. I mean, the Cardinals showed a little bit of life there versus the Commanders, and the Commanders are the ones that are supposed to have this top-tier receiving core. I think I think right now the Washington receiving core is better than this Giants team, right? And still didn't allow much from the Washington football team there. I'm going to go ahead and take the under in this one.
Look at this total down here. What is it? Is it this low still? 38.5? It feels like it should be this low. It's going to be tough to, I'm going under. I'm sure I'm going under here.
Where I'm doing it.
It's 40. Okay, good.
Okay, good.
It might be 39.5 also at some place. I'll give us I'll give it 39.5. Maybe we can find a 40. But anyways, we got to go under something, and I want to go under, of course. I mean, Giants also. I don't know if this affected it, Mindy. These were the lines from the opening lines that I typed in and left in here in the system. and then update them so that you guys can see how the lines have moved this week. So there has been a move certainly here on the Cardinals. Reported steam came in on the Cardinals. Might be getting in that range. I don't think it's going the direction Mindy wants. So
Yeah.
what he's saying here. So let's go under. There's plenty of. I could go on. Mindy, you called it. I mean, I don't need to go into it. There's a gazillion trends that are pointing to the under that I've talked about already last week that are league-wide, but also specific to these teams as well. But if you want anybody bore you with it, maybe hit me up later. But I'm on the under 39.5, 40, whatever it is. I want the under. Hello, Emmanuel and Batu here today. Giants money line and under for Theo. Thomas is going with the under. Luis says he'll lay it with the Giants. And here's Thomas willing to take on those Cardinals. Lazzy Love here today. Darren's got the Cards. Dre says G-Men all day. And under for Verley.
Good morning.
There was Rick talking about all those unders. We're going to continue to go low in these games. Road team favorite is pretty hot right now. Let me tell you. I mean, it's pretty darn hot. I mean, I don't want to be a bit, too basic on the handicap. Lazzy going under. All right, let's do it. Under City for me. Under. Can't get enough Mr. Boring. Just call me Mr. Boring. 49ers here are favored, of course. They're up to 7 now. Maybe starting to go to 7.5. Mindy, I saw one book with 8. The momentum is just swinging. The 49ers, first of all, they own the Rams. We know that. So that's got to be taken into consideration. This total has shot way up here to 45 off of a 42. Aren't they reading my texts?
I don't know, but I'm going to go ahead and go with the steam there, Ramon. I'm going to take the over 45 in this one. Whenever it's opened at the 42.5, that lean to the over when it has shot up is sitting there at 62%. So I'm going to take that 62% on the line move from an open at 42.5 to a 45 that it goes, my way. Some of the time,
I know, I'm going to be on, where I'm on a premium on that total, but I'm not good. I'm going to be on the side here on the show, so you guys can read through that what you want, and I better get 6.5, and maybe I'll bend it down a little bit, but I'm on the 49ers. The Rams have a new star receiver. But he didn't practice this week. He looked good last week. The rookie from BYU, the supplemental pick, Puka Nacua. Somebody's got to catch the passes, and he was the guy doing it. And he was like the top waiver wire. I don't know, Mindy, if he was gone or if you needed anything in the receiver department. I mean, pretty sure Puka Nacua was the hottest name on the waiver wire this week, but he might be questionable actually in this game. That's going to hurt the Rams certainly even more for all the other issues that they've had. They did all right. But I don't know. I'll still lay it. The Niners dominate this series. They've won 8 of the last 9 in the series. They've covered the last 5. It's a home game for the Niners, by the way. When you go to this stadium, they'll outnumber the Rams fans like 9-1. It'll be a sea of red. They'll be cheering like it was in San Francisco. So Atwell will have to step up, for the Rams here in this one, because if Nacua is not ready to go here, that's going to be the issue. So Niners can continue to look great. It's tough laying a lot of points week after week. I'll still do it here. Hopefully I can get to the window before it goes up. Feels like it's going to go up. The chat here in this one, Lazzy's going to lay it with the Niners. Theo wants to go over in this one with you, Mindy. Velo's here today. Nice to see Velo stopping by. And he says it's Levi Stadium South at the SoFi Stadium.
South, that's good.
Okay. So Mindy here on the over, and I'm on the Niners. And, well, hey, look, I mean, if it was 49ers and Eagles, we'll see what the Niners do. I mean, I think the Eagles, I think everyone's thinking they've taken just a slight step back, but I don't know. Okay. Jets and Cowboys. A couple storylines here, Mindy.
Is there?
Yeah. So not only all those problems, but now it's a short week, right? That's even. I mean, it's a short week for the Cowboys too. But I mean, they're coming off the 40-0 win. The total in this game is like 38. They just won 40-0, and the Jets come in. Wilson did, he probably did better than everybody thought he was going to do, obviously. And the Jets do have this defense, but I don't know. This is scary.
Well, it kind of is, right? Because it opened at 45. So I would have really liked to have been under 45. Actually, if I take a look at data over the last 12, 14 years, there hasn't been this big of a move from 45 to 38 off an opening line. And I don't feel like this is just an automatic over with the way that these defenses are playing. So again, with these events, to the over on a 38, it's only 47 and 50. So it's literally like 50-50. So for me, I don't think this is just an automatic over because the Cowboys scored 40 themselves. I'm taking the under here. Under 38.
All right, Mindy says go under here with the Jets and the Cowboys. And, that game against you're not going to go out and perform like that was just whatever happened. It was just all going their way. It was just they're going to come back to the pack a little bit, certainly. I mean, they had a blocked field goal. They had a pick six. They were, they scored every trip into the red zone. They were on fire. So
right.
Dallas is about as good a favorite as there is of late, believe it or not. The America's team, right? Don't bet on the because you're always going to lay the match. They've covered 18 of their last 25 as a favorite for Dallas. I mean, this is a team that you expect to take action every single time at the window. And the Jets, they don't play very well against NFC, 4-11. Their last 15 games against the spread, and Salah 4-7 against the number coming off a win. So I'm going to roll with Dallas here to smash again against the Jets. I think the Jets' problems might come to a head here. You can cover a lot up with a guy like Rodgers, and if Wilson doesn't look, he would be, if they didn't go this route, and if the Jets didn't have this great defense, and they didn't go pursue a Rodgers, they would be force-feeding us this guy again, trying to get through, I would think. I mean, what were they going to do? They drafted him, and they wouldn't be in position with a Rodgers with this defense, and they would just roll. So they're willing to say, hey, look, we've invested a year in this guy to be our starter, so this is your chance. This is what Salah said. We're excited for this opportunity for him, right? I mean, and that's the right thing to say. You prepped him a whole year. You didn't know you were going to get Aaron Rodgers. You didn't know you're going to demote this guy back to the bench, but he's going to have to come through now. All right, Mindy's on the over here. Got a big road favorite again. You know where I'm headed with that. And Mindy says, take the over, and I'll take the nine. The
Niners, yes, for sure.
Mindy says take the under, and I say take the Cowboys. Okay. I was saying the wrong game there, wasn't I?
It's okay.
Whoops. We know we were talking. I was talking about the Cowboys.
We meant what you do. That's right.
Yeah. All right. Now you have two teams with new ownerships. Here's the Broncos favored in this one by 3.5, and the total is down to 39 here. Obviously, it was a dismal offensive performance for the Broncos again, and the Commanders in their crazy game, certainly last time out. And they've garnered some respect here, but they're on the road in Mile High.
Oh, well, I feel like we got to go ahead and take a road cover here, Ramon, when we're looking at this -3.5. I'm going to take the Commanders. This one usually hits at around 60%. It goes higher as you get, farther along in the NFL season. I just feel like, again, the Commanders kind of made too many mistakes that they shouldn't have, right? I mean, fumbling at like the 1 or 2 yard line, giving the defense some easy scores or offense some easy touchdowns. I'm still not totally sold on this Broncos team, especially when they're a little bit dinged up. So taking the Commanders here.
All right, Mindy here on Washington plus the 3.5 points against the Broncos. I'm going to be on the over in this game. I'm bucking a lot of trends that would usually have me on the under here, including the fact that the Broncos have gone under in 11 of their last 17 games at home, and Washington has gone under in 11 of their last 14 games, period. But I have this one just getting a little bit too low for me. This will be Howell's first road start, but I don't know. I thought the grades were okay on Howell last week, and we'll see if Russell can do it for us here. But I'm going to take the over 39 with the Commanders and the Broncos. Mr. Under going over. Okay, and Mindy is on the Commanders. A lot of comments here on this game, possibly with the Commanders and Broncos. Let's see. Oh, maybe I skipped the – oh, God, I'm sorry, you guys. I skipped the Jets picks, Mindy. Oh, my God. Oh, what have I lost my mind here on the show, you guys? Sometimes I forget to check with the chat. All right, let me just go with – Thomas Lewis is on the Commanders here, and Burley's on the Broncos. Darren's on the money line. Theo, Broncos and under. Dre on the under. Luis says take those points, and Broncos, yeah, well, there's no doubt about it, especially as a home favorite. They are pretty bad, and Peyton also has never been a good favorite as a coach, but I'm going to probably be against Mindy here. I'm going to probably be on a premium, hoping it goes down to 3 before I get on it.
Challenge, Ramon, challenge.
I'm not a challenge because I don't know. This is one, my totals are going to be unders on premiums, and I like this one over. It does kind of, like I said, everything's pointed the under in this, I think, but I've got to go, and including the offenses. There's no doubt. Broncos going to miss my guy Tim Patrick for sure. All right, Mindy. The Dolphins and the Patriots. Sunday night football. We got a good one here with the Dolphins favored by 3. Total 46.5. You got that great game last week, with the Chargers and Miami, and Miami won it. They had all those passing yards. But you're going up against the Patriots, supposed to have decent defense on the road. They look good after the stubbing their toe early against the Eagles. They didn't win. Here we go, Dolphins and Patriots.
Yeah, I have like this old memory with this Dolphins Patriots where the Dolphins always came in and gave Tom Brady a hard time, right? I feel like it's going to be the same old thing. The Dolphins are going to give the Patriots a hard time. I'm going to go ahead and hit the over in this one. I liked where the offense looked for the Dolphins. I think they could go ahead and put up again, 5 or 6 touchdowns. They have time to look at the tape, right? If they gave the Patriots maybe Hurts a little bit of trouble, maybe the Dolphins can go ahead and scheme against that. Plus, you have a guy named Tyreek on that team. I think the Patriots can get some scores here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and go over the total. It hits at about 74% of the time when you look at an opening of 45, and it goes to a higher number. So we're going to go ahead and take the over here.
Okay, well, I got a road favorite. I'm not sure I can go with you here, but over Miami last 10 road games, over 8-2. For Tua. I mean, 466 yards last week through the air. It almost reminded me, the Chargers in Miami reminded me of one of the greatest games of all time when the Chargers played Miami in the Orange Bowl, a famous game. All right, I'm gonna be on in this one. Mindy's going over. I'm on Hoodie. I'm on Hoodie for sure in this one. The Dolphins had success again back in not of late, at least not in Foxborough and not in the new stadium as much of late. But again, these Dolphin teams haven't been as good. Dolphins 2-9 last 11 trips here, but we know at home it's always been an issue. For the Patriots going down to Miami, still is. So, Eagles, hey, they had problems against this Patriot defense. Now, I know this is something else, this Miami offense. I love it. It's great, no doubt about it. But Patriots offense, you can't be too thrilled that there's going to be a typical, I think it's going to be more of a typical Patriot game than it is going to be a typical Dolphin style of game. So that has me on the Patriots here. I'll be on Hoodie in this one. So I think move back to O'Brien. I think the Patriots, Mac Jones, God, just get us through it, Mac, somehow, right?
Get us through.
It's like here's what you want. You want Mac Jones you want him to be your quarterback for, I'm not saying, better than all these other greats that are out there. I'm just saying you go with what you got. But for the Patriots, Mac Jones, he can do the job. But in the last minute of the game, when you need a touchdown, you need somebody you don't have anybody else, but
you need somebody else.
You need somebody else who can score.
Bring in the lefty.
If you need Mac, to slowly, methodically plod you down the field, get these first downs, kick field goals when you need, don't turn it over, take advantage of field position turnover, Mac's your guy. But when you're standing there at the 20-yard line with 104 on the clock, you don't want Mac. That's just the way I feel. But I'll take the Patriots here with the field goal, Mindy, on the over. That's the show.
All right. We did it.
Everybody. Appreciate Mindy for this entire week of action. But don't forget, Mindy and I have more picks coming your way, but you have to subscribe to our premium picks over at Tony'sPicks.com. Now, you got all the picks here on the show for free. Our premium, it should be enough to last you. Should be enough to get you through. But if you want, Mindy's going to send me your college football tomorrow. Mindy, right. You're probably going to send me 30 more
tonight.
Picks. Yeah. You're going to send me 30 more plays probably, and I'm probably going to come back with at least 5 or 6 of them, if not more, to add to our card. So go to this all cappers tab, find the morning steam tab right here, pick up this package right here, the 3-day. This is going to get you through the weekend because Mindy and I are going to have more plays. I'm going to be on the show giving you free plays tomorrow. Mindy's going to send me her plays. I'm going to match them up with mine. And if they are premium consensus, we're going to put them in the system and to our, winning total this year. So check us out. There's that package, the $99 3-day. That'll get you through the weekend. Mindy and I, our plays. Appreciate you guys. Use the promo code. It's not $99. It's $79. Use the promo code TonyT to make it $79. And we would very much appreciate it if you checked in with our picks. If you're betting this weekend, please. Mindy and I are doing this work. We'd like you to, roll with us. If we lose, if it's a bet, we come in and lament with us. If we win, be here. Let's celebrate. Head to the Discord as well. We have plenty of chat. I'll come in with more plays this weekend. Plenty of college football. Last week I put in, if you like FCS, head to that Discord. I'll be putting all kinds of FCS in there. Here come the plays from Mindy. It's Rays money line, Blue Jays money line, Cubs money line, and Dodgers money line for our Major League Baseball. We're just on one play in college football, Virginia. All right. Correct. And then WNBA, we're on the under, and we're on the under. Go under. Burley ready to cash.
We're doing it.
Guys.
Cashing it.
Job, great show. All right, I'll be with you tomorrow, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, giving you my plays, and then Mindy and I will be back together on Monday for Monday Night football. It's going
There
to be
we
a good
go.
one.
Can't wait.
We have
There's
2
2
games this week.
games.
Mindy, we've got a real game and then a lead-in game. Maybe a little bit, but
Is that why they aired them at the same time? What the hell?
Well, might be the first game might actually be a little bit, maybe the better. They're both good betting games. They're rated even. So we'll catch Mindy on Monday, and I'll be with you guys here as well. Let's have a great weekend. Mindy, like I said, next week college football will be even better, but enjoy the games tomorrow, and I'll be hearing from you. All right. Thanks to everyone in the chat as well. All right. For Mindy Hahn, I'm Ramon Scott. I forgot about my CFL, Mindy. Catch me in the Discord, I guess.
All right.
If I might have it here. CFL, I've got under in Toronto and Montreal. That's the first game tonight. Over in Edmonton and Saskatchewan. So under, over. CFL tonight, okay? Under.
I saw those Elks got did they get their home win? They got it, right?
Yeah, they're 3 wins now, but they could actually be, I expect scoring tonight in this one. Okay, thanks everybody. For Mindy Hahn, I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us.
Bye-bye.